Back at it again, and we got to talk about Michael Rappaport, who recently went on the Patrick Bet David podcast and said something that was very, very interesting that I think all of you need to hear. Democrats are in trouble, but this isn't the first time Michael Rappaport has broken the mold or, exited the plantation, so to speak, the Democratic plantation where, hey, you got to fall in line. You guys may remember another time when he did so, and we'll go down memory lane a little bit before we hop into the new clip. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in.
This is why when I say voting for pig Donald Trump is on the table, voting for pig Donald Trump is on the table. The other day in New York City, 6 illegal aliens jumped a New York City cop, NYPD's finest. They jumped a New York City cop in Times Square and were arrested and released without bail. I know it's a city thing. I know it's a state thing. I know all that. I know all that. Okay? Stay with me. Released without bail. Came out of the courtroom on some Tupac raising the middle finger with the Detroit Red Wings jersey. Let me tell you something. What the is the world coming to? If you could be from another country, beat up a cop in New York City and walk out with no bail, what the is the world coming to? What the is the world coming to? I know, Mayor Adams, you're from Brownsville, Brooklyn. I know this. Like, what the have I gotten myself into? Stay with me. On the same day that happens, Cadaver Joe Biden issues an executive order about 4 quote-unquote settlers in Judea, Samaria, a.k.a. the West Bank. Some troublemakers, 3 of the 4 have already been arrested. You issue an executive order about 4 troublemaking ups who've already been arrested in Judea, Samaria, while there's a war going on, while there's 100+ hostages still being held in Gaza. You're talking about that, but you got nothing to say about beating up cops in New York City, the greatest city on earth. Maybe it's not. Maybe my city is not the greatest city on earth anymore. If you could beat up cops, in the quote-unquote greatest city in the world and be released without bail, are we the greatest city on earth? Cadaver Joe Biden, we see you. We see you. Don't worry about those in Israel. Bibi got them. Israel will take care of them. Worry about cops getting beat up in Times Square and walking out with no bail like the Tupac Shakur. Worry about that shit. This is why voting for pig Donald Trump is still on the table.
Now, excuse the language. Of course, most of it was bleeped out, so it's PG, all right? You got a lot of bleeps in there, but, there weren't too many curse words, all right? But now, let's get into him on the Patrick Bet David podcast, where he said something that was quite interesting. And I honestly got to give him credit. I've got to clap it up for him at least a little bit here, because you don't typically see stuff like this. And the fact that you are lets me know more than likely Trump is walking back into that White House. If all stays the same, and if Joe Biden is on that ticket, which is up for debate, and people are trying to 25th amend him and get him off the ballot, and I'm like, that's a horrible idea, but I'll spare you guys from that discussion all over again. Trump is walking back into the White House when you start seeing stuff like this. Check it out.
Can I make a prediction?
Go ahead.
Brace for impact. You're going to vote for Trump. And I'll tell you why. Because you're
I don't know if I could do that.
I'll tell you why.
Mike, hang on.
And by the way, you're talking to somebody that was probably closer to your camp in 2016 and
he was
and certainly in 2020.
This guy hated
I never said hate. I didn't like Trump, but also I've never said the word hate. You can roll the tape.
Okay.
I didn't like a lot of the things he did, a lot of things you highlighted. For me, there was the one that like I was like, I can't do this, was when he pretended like he didn't know who David Duke was. Everyone knows David Duke, leader of the KKK, is out there in Louisiana. Okay, come on, Trump, you don't know who this guy is. But you're also a reasonable person, and you're also a dude. Like, you're a dude. You like to play ball, you like hip-hop, you like to talk shit. You're not a woke type kid.
Beta.
That's
You're not
you.
beta.
That's not you.
No.
So you've seen what the left has produced over the last 4 years. Again, I'm telling you, somebody that's been in that camp. I'm a JFK Democrat. Why am I a JFK Democrat? Because my dad was a JFK Democrat. So that basically led to me being like, oh, JFK's the man. He's a Democrat. That led to me liking Clinton. I like Clinton. All right, cool. You know, he's out there kissing babies, you know, getting blowjobs. I like that guy. Charming guy.
Charming.
We met him recently. Stud of a guy. His wife, yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. But you know, if you were looking at politics and you said you weren't paying attention to it, in my senior year, I worked in Tallahassee in Florida State, where I went to school. I worked at the Capitol building. This was during the 2000 election, Gore versus Bush. I was a Clinton guy. I was rooting for Gore, what have you. I used to see Jeb Bush, George W. I was around this. We saw what happened during the Bush administration, the bookends of it. 9/11 and then the great financial meltdown. There was no way in a million years that old John McCain was going to win the election over cool Barack Obama. It wasn't happening.
Yep.
So if you believed in the Obama doctrine, all right, you know, be nice to each other, whatever, there's no way you were voting for Trump. It just wasn't in the cards. It wasn't happening. It was abrasive. He was racist. The media, yada yada yada.
And he was a joke. Like as New Yorkers, like he was like
he's
a
ball
busting troll.
Exactly.
He's a
But
shit
here's
talker.
why I think you're going to vote for him this time, because you've seen what happened under his first term. You didn't like it. He's the pig dick, and he's got the mean tweets, and he's orange. But life was good. There was no wars. The economy was going good. But damn, he's annoying to look at. But you also can acknowledge that the media had a major role in that.
That's
major role in
that.
that.
When you take a step back,
Yes. You also acknowledge that.
Because I
you've
will
also
acknowledge that, you know, that one thing about the Charlottesville that I ranted about.
Yes.
And I was wrong.
But the both sides thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I respect
So irresponsible.
and I respect the shit out of it.
Wait, let me hear him out. Hang on. Go a little bit more. What do you mean by that? You were wrong on that.
No, because he said the both sides, you know, there's good people on both sides. And when you see the full quote,
Yeah.
that wasn't what he said. And you know, I ranted on him hard for that. Hard.
Before he continues, you know, I do think that it's interesting that someone is actually admitting to that now, because that's what the media has done. And I literally just watched the clip. Was it earlier today, actually, putting these videos together where, what was it? They said something, but they just like clipped what Trump had said and just skipped out the rest of it. But said it, you know, I think it was MSNBC, said it live on TV, right? And made it sound as if Trump said something else, when in actuality, he said the complete opposite. I forgot exactly what it was. I should have saved it. But, you know, I was just like, come on now, bro. Like, really? But that's what they do. They take little clips of what Trump says, takes off the end, takes off the beginning, and just plays that little clip. And so it sounds and seems as if he's this horrible, terrible, no good, very bad guy, when in reality, when you play the whole clip, when you run it back, you're like, hold on, wait a minute. He didn't actually say that. And so I think it's good that people are admitting to being wrong about Uncle Trump. And like I said, when you start having more and more people that are saying this like this, more and more people that are coming out and admitting, hey, Trump really isn't that bad, actually. They made him seem worse than what he actually is. The Democrats have lost at that point. But let's continue.
There's some video about it, whatever. I mean, I ranted hard because I was like, what are you talking about, man?
Because you got played. And here's what this is why I think you're going to vote for Trump. Is because you, much like me, much like many people, independent thinkers, not the sheep, realize we kind of got played a little bit. Yes, Trump ain't exactly the smoothest character. He's not
Jesus Christ.
No. But he actually, his policies and who he has around him are way better than what's going on there. And here's my final point. You see what's going on with the border. You see what's going on with the wokeness. You see what's going on with culture wars. And you see what's going on with actual wars.
Yeah.
Specifically, you see who the Democrats have exposed their hand. especially the progressive left. You see what's going on between Israel and Gaza. You have 3 starved David Chais on your chest right now. And as someone who is a proud New Yorker your whole life, you see what the Democratic Party has turned into. This DEI, ESG, woke manifestation of ridiculousness, intersectionality, decolonialization. You're looking at that and you say, you know what? As much as I can't stand pig Donald Trump,
You said it.
at least he's normal. At least he's defending Israel, not terrorists. And at the end of the day, I'm a reasonable person.
Yeah.
So like you said initially, I think I'm going to consider this.
Oh, I'm considering it.
Yes.
But to pull that, I don't know, we don't pull levers anymore.
Yeah.
Actually pull that lever.
Yeah, but pulling the lever for Biden.
And then
I'm going to tell you right now, I won't vote. I'm not voting for Biden.
No.
I'm not voting for Kamala. I'm not,
But then you can't talk shit. And you need to be able to talk
Well,
shit.
wait a minute. So you're saying, so for you,
I won't vote for them.
so no matter what, that decision is
That
final.
ain't happening.
Okay.
No, I'm not. That's not happening.
Who, what?
for
I'm not
Kamala
voting
and
for
Biden.
Kamala. I'm not voting
Or
for
anybody.
Biden.
Well, but Mikey, what about
I'm not
anybody
voting for
else?
them.
What
No,
about
no,
Michael?
listen,
What about anybody
Vinny,
from the
what
left?
he's saying is,
Who?
what he's saying
There's
is,
nobody.
I'm saying like,
Kennedy.
what if Newsom or one of these cats pop up? That's it.
Gavin. I just left California. I'm not voting for Gavin with the good hair.
I love that. I love that.
Gavin with the good hair,
But
just like
Fuck
Becky.
out of here.
So Mike, here's my thing though. So
I'm not a sucker. I'm
they
not
love
voting
him.
for
You
Gavin.
see how much they love him, though.
they love his
Newsom.
ass.
They like his hair.
But go deeper. Why do you say you're not a sucker? What does that mean?
That is true. That is true. And we heard Sonny Holston mention that on The View once before when we were checking out a clip. I don't remember exactly why I was checking out The View. You know, of course, they said something, off the wall, something crazy. But yeah, she even had mentioned, plus he's good to look at, as if that's a reason to vote for someone. But, apparently the left, they're the well-educated folks, but apparently, according to Southern Hosted, we should be paying attention to what people look like that we're voting for. We should make sure they're good to look at. I wonder if she thinks Joe Biden is good to look at. Interesting.
Because I just moved out of Los Angeles.
Okay.
It's not happening, man.
Explain that. For those of the people that have never lived in LA, why the hell, you've been there for 20 plus years. Why the hell did you move out?
Well, I moved out because I wanted to go to New York. I didn't move out for any reason. I wanted to move back to New York full time. That's why I left. But on top, the homelessness in in Los Angeles and in California, San Diego, San Francisco. I could speak on those places. Sacramento is so, but particularly in Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles area is unacceptable. It's scary. It's I don't know the how to fix it. It's unacceptable. It's not safe. It's not sanitary. I know California and Los Angeles is a driving city, but I do like to walk. When you walk, you shouldn't feel just uncomfortable by hordes and hordes and hordes of homeless people. It's not good for them. It ain't good for me. It's not good across the board. And the taxes suck. But the homelessness and how it went, down so bad, so quickly, and the crime.
Let's not forget about the crime.
So you heard it there, right? Now, granted, he said he doesn't know if he would actually vote for Trump, but he also said he sure knows he ain't supporting Biden and Kamala, which I'll take it. I'll take it. I would prefer him to say, hey, yo, yeah, I would actually vote for Trump. Like, I don't understand part of the aversion still. Like, he's acknowledging, which is a great step. It's a great step in the right direction, right? I got to acknowledge that. It's a step in the right direction from where we were before, where people were Trump deranged and they wouldn't even acknowledge that they were Trump deranged. At least he's acknowledging it on some level and denouncing the Biden administration at the same time. You didn't get that. So I'll take that step in the right direction, but I would love to see him say, hey, yo, yeah, I would actually support Trump. Not that it matters a whole lot or anything. He's not like a super big influencer that's going to sway a whole lot. But just because, it's just weird that people still, some folks, not many anymore, Thank goodness, right? Not many anymore. But it's just weird that some people still will acknowledge, yeah, I was actually wrong about Trump. I was wrong. But I can't vote for him, though. I can't vote for him. You know, it makes you think, like, what is happening behind the scenes? You know? What's happening behind the scenes? Because obviously there's always been the speculation that when celebrities come out in support of, you know, someone like Trump, they're reprimanded behind the scenes. Like, don't do that. Absolutely not. If you come out and support Trump, you are banned from out here, okay? You will not be getting any gigs, any jobs, or anything. Your money, that money train, stops here. You know, you kind of feel like that happens behind the scenes. So maybe that's why people like Michael Rappaport are like acknowledging, yo, Biden and Kamala are absolutely trash. I can never support them. And I was actually wrong about Trump, but I can't vote for Trump. I don't know if I can vote for Trump, you know? So maybe that's why they say stuff like that. You know, what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.